Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto content. And today we are going to be talking about XRP and Ripple and pretty much what we could pretty much expect coming up. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we have a lot of stuff to look at regarding July. July 27th, July 28th, even this Wednesday, right, regarding the B-Ward conference that could boost Bitcoin's price. Listen, it's not about the idea of if, it's about when. Because those are two big terms that get thrown around a lot in this market, right? It's not about, if XRP is going to go to its all-time high and go into price discovery. It's about when, right? And I do think that the answer lies within Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is king still. Bitcoin is what allows the market to move. It allows the market to move up or down, realistically. So when we're talking about XRP going to an all-time high, obviously Bitcoin will need to go to an all-time high as well. So until we see that, until we see decoupling, actually. So realistically, Bitcoin doesn't need to reach an all-time high for XRP to reach an all-time high. We just need to decouple from Bitcoin, which I do think is going to happen in time. But we do need to see some more movement in the market regarding Bitcoin dominance and also just Bitcoin itself. But we could see some fireworks happening very soon if what is about to happen actually happens. So let's look into this. So recently, within the lawsuit, we see Hinman basically getting deposed. Now, we do see here, this is from Johnny Deaton saying, if two commissioners admit that in 2021 there is considerable confusion in the market when a digital asset constitutes a security, how will the SEC prove that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson and Ripple knew or were reckless in not knowing that XRP was won in 2013? It won't. It also goes hand in hand to what I was talking about with even Ethereum, right? Because, if Ethereum could not be a security now, then why can't XRP? But we also look at the Hinman deposition order plus how two commissioners became whistleblowers from inside the SEC Gov on how fair notice farce in the Ripple case. So I do think that when we're talking about this lawsuit, right? Listen, I'm not a lawyer, but I just know that right now I smell a settlement happening. Let me know if you guys do down in the comments below. But also, if you want XRP to win, also hit that like button. Now, in regards to this entire case, we've been following it like crazy since back in December. And from what I've seen, initially this SEC case looked terrible. Now the SEC case does look terrible, just not on Ripple's side. Because realistically, how could you say that Ripple knew about these security laws and stuff from back in 2013, when realistically they were meeting with the SEC on a weekly basis to make sure everything was compliant, which David Schwartz already mentioned in an interview that they were meeting with them. So why wouldn't they say, hey, what you're doing is reckless, hey, what you're doing goes against the securities law? Like, none of that actually came up in conversation. I don't understand why that hasn't even came up in this case either. But this is just absolutely ridiculous that they are holding allegations from 2013 against them in 2021, which is 8 years later now. And this goes hand in hand with, even Ethereum going back to 2014. So I think Ethereum should be under scrutinized as well if we are talking about, XRP basically going back to 2013. Now, again, I have a whole bunch of other stuff to really talk about. Now, talking about this deposition, I know I'm a little late on this, but I do want to talk about it. Now, this is exactly why the date was actually pushed forward. Now, we do see here, this is the deposition, which we are going to get into. But we do see here that it was postponed until the 27th, of course, like I mentioned. Now, why did this happen? Why did it get pushed out? Well, we do see here, at your direction, the parties met and conferred this morning on the privilege issues that arose during yesterday's hearing on the motion to quash the deposition of William Hinman. Based on this morning's discussions, we have agreed to adjourn the July 19th, 2021 deposition of Mr. Hinman and have rescheduled the deposition for July 27th, 2021. Isn't it funny? Right, now I'm going to go into a conspiracy theory here. I'm going to wear my tinfoil hat. And I'm just going to say, so they met, they talked about it, and they came to, pretty much an overall agreement. Now, isn't that kind of funny that it's the 27th? Then on the 28th, we see relistings possible on Coinbase. We also see the idea of, Elizabeth Warren basically talking about the future of, regulatory clarity and stuff. I know that I don't personally like to be a conspiracy theory, but if I had to guess, I would say maybe on July 27th, XRP is going to get regulatory clarity. This case is going to be settled. Then we're going to see, massive listings happening on the 28th, regulatory clarity coming to the space, and we are going to have a massive bull run. Now, that is my conspiracy overall. That is what I would, love to believe. But what is actually happening here? Because I am very, very confused on why they would have met, why they would have agreed to have this rescheduled. There's just a lot of stuff going on behind the closed doors that we just really don't have more information about. Now, we do see here they will have to get back to court on Monday to notify them about the status of the discussions. Hinman's testimony was originally scheduled for the 30th of June, but the SEC tried to quash it, claiming Ripple failed to establish the exceptional circumstances needed to justify. Isn't that funny? Right? Now this is great because you understand why they didn't want this deposition to get released, right? It's going to basically footnote the idea that the SEC and Hinman are both absolutely corrupt in the ways of basically saying, all right, well, Ethereum's not a security because I hold holdings of it, or for an example, Jay Clayton, his hedge fund basically was holding Bitcoin and Ethereum at the time, and they were buying massive amounts during December. So isn't it kind of funny that they don't want this to be released? I could tell you why they don't want it to be released, because it hurts the case. It's going to basically put their case into shambles on the SEC side. So I thought this was funny to really kind of note. We also see here, however, Ripple argued against it and noted that his testimony will provide a critical window into the agency's communications with important third parties about the regulatory status of cryptocurrencies. They hope that this will shed a light on the regulatory body status of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP to strengthen the defense of not having received fair notice regarding SEC treating XRP differently from other cryptos. Wow, isn't that funny? I think that this is going to be great. I think that fair notice argument is perfect, and I think that that is going to be the agenda that pushes for this SEC case to pretty much be over at the end of the day, especially with this Hinman deposition. So we do see that he plays an important role in this narrative due to his speech in 2018, which we've also talked about. And we also went in depth on that 2018 speech and kind of debunked the idea of, did he get paid off by one of the Ethereum co-founders? Who knows? I mean, the co-founder was there, and he just recently left. I just think that that's funny, that he recently got out of the crypto space due to personal security. He thinks that the idea is that he might be at risk of, who knows, investigations, court, who knows. So I thought that was funny to actually look at. But I do think that this SEC case is very, very close to being over. Like I said, if I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say 27th of July, 28th of July. They're very close. I mean, this is 1 day apart. Plus, we also talked about the Coinbase possible listings on the 28th, major relistings as well. Who knows? Who knows, man? But also, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. Now, this is regards to basically Ripple executives using that recent statement to bolster their motions to dismiss, which, again, would go hand in hand with a dismissal on the 27th. We do see here that the lawyers basically filed a notice of supplemental authority with the court to bolster their individual motions to dismiss the case brought against them. We do see it cites a recent public statement made by two Republican commissioners, which again were Hester Pierce and Elad Roisman. Now this is talking about basically they don't know if a digital asset is a security or not. But we also see here, this is talking about ICOs while receiving money from token issuers. On July 14th, the SEC announced that it had settled charges against Lawtix, I believe. Yes, the website's operator. It agreed to a penalty of $153,000 in addition to $43,000 in disgorgement. However, Pierce and Roisman expressed their disappointment with the commissioner since the settlement never actually mentioned which tokens illegally promoted by CoinSchedule actually were securities. We see here, we nevertheless are disappointed that The commissioner's settlement with CoinSchedule did not explain which digital assets touted by CoinSchedule were securities, an omission which is symptomatic of our reluctance to provide additional guidance about how to determine whether a token is being sold as part of the securities offering or which tokens are securities. In total, the website has profiled more than 2,500 digital assets. And this is how it plays a role in Ripple's hands. We do see there's a decided lack of clarity for market participants around the application of the securities laws to digital assets and their trading, right? They're lacking the idea, they're lacking the knowledge of really seeing what an asset is in terms of a security or a currency. We also see here, it's a rare move. The SEC took the individual defendants to court, accusing Garlinghouse and Larson, of course, of illegal XRP sales. We do see here, this is their statement, painfully, it could not have been so obvious that the individual defendants must have been aware of it years ago that XRP was an investment contract when 2 of the 5 SEC commissioners acknowledged today that the regulatory status of digital assets remains so characterized by a decided lack of clarity that the only certainty we see is that people have questions about how to comply with the applicable laws and regulations, which haven't been changed in years, by the way. Like, I'm talking decades. So I do think that this is great. I think that this is a great argument point for Ripple. Again, this goes hand in hand with a settlement that could possibly happening on the 27th. That 27th date is a massive date. I hope that it doesn't get rescheduled. I do think that it's going to be huge for XRP holders and also for Ripple themselves. And like I said, if I had to be a conspiracy theorist, I would say that the 27th and the 28th align perfectly in terms of what Elizabeth Warren wants out of the SEC and also for the future of digital assets. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. As always, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys are new. If you guys do want more free content, you guys could always follow me on Twitter at NCashOfficial. You guys could also join the free Discord down in the description below. I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.